Hello everyone. So welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, I will discuss about what is the AWS. So let's start here. So first understand it, that is the what is the AWS. So AWS stand for the Amazon Web Services. So it is a kind of the cloud computing. What the generally task we do or the on-premise server. So we same things we do on the cloud. So AWS is a kind of the platform where we can deploy the application and run our application and AWS Cloud platform is a very cost effective and it means you can scale your application and it is very cost effective. And one thing that AWS has a 200 plus services, sir. And AWS has a consist of the several things like in infrastructure as a service and platform as a service and the software as a service. So these are the three category, and we will discuss about more in detail about the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and the software as a service. Let here focus on the more about the AWS and what the AWS services is available. So in the AWS services, there is the AWS compute services. So what the compute service that we have we create our the instances or EC2 instances. So for the means running our application or deployment of the our application. So for that cases we create our the EC2 instances and that another services that is the AWS Lambda. So Lambda is a kind of serverless function where we can automate our process by using the AWS Lambda, and it is also very the cost effective. And some other compute service like Lightshell, Elastic Stock, and EKS, that is Elastic Container Service for the Kubernetes. So these are the compute services, and there are more compute services available, but it is not possible to cover all the compute service. I will tell you the idea how can you explore more about the AWS services. Okay, so let's go on the AWS storage. So storage is kind of things where you have to store your data. Means I you simply the Google Drive or the Microsoft OneDrive is there. So like that, AWS hold data storage like S3. So S3 is the simple called as a simple storage services. So it is used to your data, store your data, and it is a very cost effective and you can enhance your security and the data availability according to the your requirement. And another is that Amazon Elastic Block Store EBS, and third is the AWS Storage Gateway. So these are the some storage. And so let's discuss about the what databases AWS hold. So there are several databases available in the AWS databases like Amazon RDS. So in Amazon RDS, there are several databases is available like PostgreSQL, MySQL, Aurora, and Microsoft SQL Server. And so these in RDS, these are databases is available. Amazon DynamoDB is a kind of NoSQL databases. Amazon Elastic Cache is a kind of database there. Neptune is there, and Amazon Redshift is a database. Generally we use to build up our data warehouse. So these are the databases available in the AWS. Now, suppose AWS migration. So suppose we have to migrate our data from the on-premise to the AWS cloud. So there are several services is available like DMS, that is a database migration services. So so you can migrate your data from on-premise to the on the cloud, so like from Oracle to the MySQL. And SMS server migration services, another kind of service is there to migrate your data. And the Snowball, where if the requirement is come when you have to transfer or migrate your the terabytes of data inside or outside of the AWS environment. So that scenario, a Snowball is used. So these are some famous AWS migration services. And some other AWS services is there like Athena. Athena is a serverless query editor where we can query our data stored in the S3 or the Glue catalog. So by using Athena, we can run our query. Glue is used the data cataloging. If data is stored in our S3 storage or the Redshift, any kind of RDS is data is available. By using Glue, we can catalog our data. And EMR is a kind of elastic map reduce that is used to for the big data to pre-process all the large amount of the data. And some other services like Cloud Search, Elasticsearch, Kinesis. Kinesis is used for the data streaming, and QuickSight is a kind of where we have, generally we have the Power BI and Tableau. So in that way, on the data, if we have the data on the databases, on the Redshift or the Glue catalog, we can by using QuickSight, we can build up our dashboard, data pipeline, CloudWatch, CloudFormation, and a Cloud Trial. So code commit, where the means code build and code deploy, code pipeline, Cloud9, and many more. So there are a lot of AWS services available. And I'm telling means if you are not sure about you want to explore more and more services, so how you can do. So I'm giving one idea here. So like suppose if you want to learn like if you want to know about more about the Athena services, so you can go like this way. You can type Google and AWS Athena and open and read that documentation here. So Amazon Athena, what is the Amazon Athena? You can explore more and more here and benefit paper query and open powerful standard and how it work here and so what the customer or the company are using the Athena and with a partner. So like that you can explore. Suppose you want to know about the glue. So right here uh, AWS glue. So go here. So now you can read more about the AWS Glue documentation here. So what is the means? What is the AWS Glue and how it work? How you can build up your AWS Glue pipeline, event-driven AWS Glue data catalog, no code ETL jobs, self-service data preparation, and so why AWS Glue and some there are some use cases is explained in the documentation as well. So like this approach, you can explore more and more AWS service. What the AWS services you are interested to learn or you are required to learn. In that way, you can learn and explore more. Let's go more about AWS services here. So the company, number of company using the AWS, AWS. So many famous company, Instagram, Netflix, Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, Jopla, Pinterest, Dropbox. These the company are using the AWS services. And let's understand what is the advantage of AWS. If we are using, if we are learning the AWS, then what the advantage, what is the benefit of the AWS? So first advantage is that pay as you go. So like any services you are using, how much time you have used, how much you have requested that query, how much time you have executed that query. Per amount of the time you only spend the money. So that is the pay as you go option. So and it is a very cost effective service. So as earlier I told, pay only for what you use it. So you don't need to invest any prior money upfront or the long term commitment. You can use it is not mandatory, but if you use upfront or the long-term commitments, you will get very lot of relaxation. So means these services will be very less, very more cost effective. And if you do upfront payment or the long-term commitments, so AWS provide very uh, less amount compared to the general price. And you can easily add or remove the capacity. Suppose you are using two instances and you want to create two or more instances. I want to make load balancing, so you can easily do. And here the light means you can deploy here the fast deployment. And and you can also deploy your application in the multiple region. And just this is just a few clicks. So this is the advantage of the AWS, and I hope that means some points I explained and you got the idea what is the AWS and what is the core AWS services and how you can learn AWS services. So that's all for this video. In the coming video, I will explain about means types of cloud computing and as earlier I told like what is the means in infrastructure as a service, as a platform as a service, or software as a service. What is these things? So stay tuned. And if this video really helped you, please like the video. And if you are new here, please subscribe the channel and see you in the next video. Thank you.